Did you know that back in the original Rome Total War in 2004, sea battles were likely planned as a feature? Not just that, but the planned mechanics I will discuss today are miles ahead of anything we could ever get in even Empire and Rome 2. The entire way navies were meant to function was radically different than anything we have ever seen before in Total War, and could likely have become the game's best feature, if only it had been added. So let's take a look. All information comes from this file here. Basically, it shows that sea battles were planned to some extent. We would have got at least 3 types of ships, each with different purposes: flagships, transport ships, and warships. We get 2 examples of warships in the file, one heavy, the other light. You can see the clear potential differences in size alone. Heavy warships, it seems, would have been over 6 times the size, and would have moved at over 5 times the speed. I believe the file is saying 200 size is 50 meters, the maximum. If we look at the size of the largest ships during the Roman era, we get a figure of around 46 meters, so it is clearly researched. Of course though, this is super early, and I am sure these stats would have likely changed. We even get to see the ways in which they are powered. All of these 3 ships here are powered by sail, but they mention a second option called oars. We get multiple weapon options too: rock, likely meaning a catapult attached to the back, and flame, likely meaning some flamethrower mechanic in the game, or perhaps just archers equipped with flaming shot. This implies that they would likely have also been a fire damage meter, perhaps. We see that all ships would have been able to ram each other, and would also have stats like durability and armour. But then we get depth, which is the depth of the water needed for the ship to be able to operate. This means that water maps would have shown different depths to the seas, and different ships would have functioned differently within them, adding a unique feel that we've never seen before in Total War. Could it be possible that river battles could have been added as well? Either way, it becomes increasingly clear that the Rome 1 developers had way more ambition than what we get today. And the last stat is called beam, which is the height of the ship. The file specifies this was for archers and boarding, so the boarding mechanic would have been dependent on the type of ship on the sea. Only ships of a similar enough size would be able to board each other. Tall ships could be unboardable to smaller ships, giving just so much more strategic advantage whilst out on the seas. It also would simulate a high ground mechanic, but on the water, as archers firing from a higher up ship would have more protection and be able to do more damage than on a lower ship. Overall, it seems very similar to Rome 2 and Attila combined. But again, like the Caesar in Gaul campaign, it seems sea battles were also meant to be introduced into Rome 1, but probably got cut due to the lack of time, and instead we got a dumbed down version of the idea in Rome 2, which I can 100% believe. But that's not all. It gets better. We even have a campaign map feature listed here: transport capacity. No Total War does this. This means no more one boat carrying thousands of men, and certainly not everyone just being able to spawn ships at random when they wish to go out to sea. You would require the transport capacity to be able to transport these units. We see light ships being able to transport 3 units at a time, but the bigger flagships can transport up to 6 units. Early game, if the Scipii wish to transport a full stack of 20 units across the sea to Carthage, they will likely have to go for 1 flagship and 5 light ships for it to be possible. This is incredible. I'm so sad we never got to see it, but what is sadder? That even to this day, this is beyond anything we ever got to see. Just imagine if Rome 1, and therefore then Medieval 2, had all these features. Oh, it would have been so good. Anyway, let me know what you think down below in the comments. Subscribe for more, share with anyone you think may be interested, leave a like if you enjoyed. I have been MELKOR, but for now, until the next one, Mel gone.